90-Day Fiancé's Sophie Sierra shockingly reveals if Rob-Warne relationship was a mistake after announcing who's really supporting her in the US. Sophie Sierra from 90 Day, The Last Resort finally revealed why she left Rob-Warne, after opening up about who her real supporter in America is after launching a successful new business. Sophie grew up in Spain, where she was bullied by her peers. Living independently came easy to Sophie, who started earning her own income as a teen, despite coming from a wealthy family. Sophie was living in the UK when she met Rob on social media. Sparks flew immediately, and Sophie moved to Los Angeles to marry Rob. Growth has turned me into a lever, read a post from the Positivity platform that Sophie shared on her Instagram story. I will leave any situation that I don't like without explanation, it said, echoing Sophie's thoughts about why she left Rob just a few months into their marriage. The note mentioned that the writer had stayed in Y places too many times in the past, even though they knew, deep down, it wasn't for them. Sophie never added any additional caption, as the post said everything she wanted to say about leaving Rob. Sophie had known that Rob had been unfaithful towards her before she moved to America. She was also aware of his living situation in LA since she had lived with him for a few months before she moved there on a K-1 visa. Sophie expected Rob to have pulled up his socks by then, but he seemed to be complacent and was happy in the house without a bathroom in it. He also hadn't told her he was speaking to several women at once online. Sophie had a hunch and checked his phone to find out what had happened. Sophie seemed to want to tell her fans she realized she wanted growth and didn't see Rob being on the same wavelength. She left him because she knew he was not the man she'd been dating, and he was not going to be the husband she wanted. Sophie continued living in the US despite the separation, but that's because she'd built a new life for herself there. Still, as revealed in The Last Resort Season 2, she did go back to Rob and regretted it. For now, the growth Sophie is talking about might stop her from repeating her mistakes. Sophie recently confirmed that she is an independent woman who doesn't need anyone to take care of her while she promotes her new business in America. After launching waist trainers, she has now decided to introduce workout outfits to her online store. It's not known if Sophie has filmed any new show after 90 Day, The Last Resort, but her recent romance rumors with Pedro Jimeno suggest she might be making a comeback with a new franchise partner after Rob was recently announced as a cast member on a Mexico-based show. In a stunning revelation that has rocked the 90-Day Fiancé fandom, Sophie Sierra is finally breaking her silence, and she isn't holding back. After months of speculation, cryptic Instagram posts, and an emotional tell-all appearance, the British-born reality star has come forward to answer the question on everyone's mind. Was her relationship with Rob Warne a mistake? And perhaps even more surprising? Sophie is finally naming the person who's been her biggest support system in the United States, and it's not who fans expected. Sitting down for an exclusive post-season interview with a major streaming platform, Sophie exudes a quiet strength. Dressed in a chic blazer and minimal makeup, she seems far removed from the often tearful, uncertain young woman viewers met during her first season on 90 Day Fiancé. Comes a lot of reflection. The Rob Warne roller coaster. Sophie and Rob's relationship captivated, and frustrated, fans across the globe. From their explosive fights over trust issues to their wildly different lifestyles, let's not forget the infamous conversation about Rob's backyard shower. Their pairing seemed doomed from the start. But Sophie stuck it out. I believed in us, she says, her voice tinged with vulnerability. I came here for love. I didn't pack up my life, say goodbye to my family, and fly across the ocean because I thought it would be easy. I did it because I wanted to build something real. Still, things didn't pan out the way she hoped. Sophie now confirms that she and Rob have gone their separate ways, something many fans had suspected after they unfollowed each other on social media and Sophie was spotted attending multiple events alone in Los Angeles. It wasn't a mistake, she says finally. It was a lesson. From heartbreak to healing. Sophie goes on to explain that while the relationship caused her a great deal of emotional pain, it also forced her to confront long-standing issues, ones she hadn't even realized were holding her back. I learned that love without mutual respect and communication isn't sustainable. I also learned what I will, and won't, accept from a partner moving forward, she says. And while Rob hasn't publicly commented on Sophie's recent statements, sources close to the former couple claim that tension still lingers between them, especially since Sophie has begun to forge her own path in the US, without him. So who's really supporting Sophie in the US? Here's where things get even more unexpected. After months of flying under the radar, Sophie is finally revealing who's been by her side through the ups and downs, and it's not another cast member or even a new romantic interest. It's Debbie, Sophie says with a laugh, referencing none other than 90-Day Fiancé alum Debbie Johnson, mother of Colt Johnson and a fan favorite in her own right. I met Debbie at a TLC event and we just clicked. She's kind, wise, and honestly doesn't put up with any BS, Sophie explains. She's like a fairy godmother with fabulous nails and a sassy attitude. According to Sophie, Debbie took her under her wing during a particularly difficult period after her breakup with Rob. She invited me over for dinner, gave me pep talks, and even let me stay in her guest room when I needed a place to reset. She reminded me that I'm stronger than I think. Fans may recall Debbie's own roller coaster love life on the franchise, which makes her a fitting mentor for someone trying to rebuild after heartbreak. She knows what it's like to love someone who doesn't always show up for you the way you need them to, Sophie says. Her advice was simple but powerful: don't lose yourself just to keep someone else happy. What's next for Sophie? Now settled in a cozy apartment in Pasadena, California, Sophie is focused on herself for the first time in years. She's working with a lifestyle brand on a capsule clothing collection, has launched a YouTube channel documenting her journey, and is even considering returning to school for interior design. Design has always been a passion of mine, she says, smiling. I want to build spaces that make people feel safe and seen, maybe because I was craving that for so long. And yes, she's still in touch with her family back in the UK. My mum is proud of me, she shares. At first, she didn't understand why I stayed in that relationship as long as I did, but now she sees the growth. She knows I'm doing okay.